on target to do it. President Biden left virtually every area of public policy in disrepair, and it is incumbent upon Congress to fix it and pass laws that cannot be easily undone or overwritten. We're working around the clock to build that consensus, to get the 218 votes and deliver on President Trump's America First agenda so the American people can really begin to feel relief. And as we're working to get this done, House Democrats are working overtime to deceive the American people about this. We've discussed it already this morning, but they're not talking about what the bill actually does. They're using talking points that are pretty stale. They're not afraid to lie about what's in it, and we're not afraid to tell the truth about what the Democrats are doing. They've already been forced to take down their advertisements because they were filled with falsehoods about what the bill supposedly was going to have in it. You probably saw last week, they're at it again. They released a CBO report, so-called, that claims that our legislation cuts many millions of Americans out of Medicaid. It's obviously demonstrably false. Other outlets have reported on this, okay? They included policies that are not even in the legislation. How could they have done that? Because they released the report before the bill text was issued, okay? And most of the media ran with that, okay? And I'm just going to say this to my friends in the media, on the Hill Press Corps in particular, right? If you allow Democrats to make these intentionally false claims without pushback, then you're aiding and abetting in the spread of misinformation. I mean, I'm stating the obvious. The job is to get the facts out there, so we hope you will. We said repeatedly, we are protecting Medicaid for the people who need and deserve it. This program is an essential lifeline for our most vulnerable Americans, pregnant women, single mothers, low-income seniors, the disabled. That's who Medicaid is intended to be for, and that's who we're protecting, while we're eliminating fraud, waste, and abuse to improve Medicaid. These are reforms to restore and preserve the system so that it doesn't collapse on itself. That means ensuring illegal aliens don't get coverage meant for Americans in need. It means implementing work requirements to ensure that adults who can work but refuse to cannot keep cheating the system. We're going to continue to call this out, and we're going to put the facts out there, and the people are going to be able to judge it for themselves. With that, I'll take a few questions. Front row.
If the president were to accept an airplane from the Qatari government, should Congress have approval over that kind of gift?
Look, I've been a little busy on reconciliation, so I'm not following all the twists and turns of the Qatar jet. I've certainly heard about it. My understanding is it's not a personal gift to the president, it's a gift to the United States, and other nations give us gifts all the time, but I'm going to leave it to the administration. They know much more about the details of that, okay? It's not my lane. Yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, you were very critical of President Biden and his family's foreign business dealings. You supported an impeachment inquiry as a result of it. Are you equally concerned about President Trump's family's business dealings, especially given the fact that he is in a region now where his family has billions of dollars of investments in Doha, Saudi Arabia, and the fact that he has a crypto business now where he's auctioned off access to the White House for the highest bidder in his meeting?
Look, there are authorities that police executive branch ethics rules. I'm not an expert in that. My expertise is here in the House, okay? I will say that the reason many people refer to the Bidens as the Biden crime family is because they were doing all this stuff behind curtains, but in the back rooms. They were trying to conceal it, and they repeatedly lied about it, and they set up shell companies, and the family was all engaged in getting all on the dole. Whatever the President Trump is doing is out in the open. They're not trying to conceal anything.
Mr. Speaker, the investment in the meme coin, those folks are not transparent. We do not know who those people are.
I don't know anything about the meme coin thing. I don't know. I can just tell you that, I mean, President Trump has had nothing to hide. He's very upfront about it, and there are people who watch all the ethics of that. But I mean, I've got to be concerned with running the House of Representatives, and that's what I do.
Oversight, though, that's the congressional responsibility, isn't it?
Congress has oversight responsibility, but I think, so far as I know, the ethics are all being followed. So, yes, sir.
Mr. Speaker, can you flesh out the possible discipline that these members, the Democrats, could face for what happened in New Jersey?
Well, look, there's three possible disciplinary actions that the House can take, okay? You can censure a member, and that probably does seem appropriate here. You can kick them off committees. That's a new tradition begun by the Democrats in recent years. And you can expel someone from Congress. Now, expulsion requires a 2/3 vote. That's not likely because the margins are small on both sides. But you know, we're looking at what is appropriate. Look, I think I think it's pretty clear that the law was violated. You might have noticed the Wisconsin judge that was trying to conceal the illegal alien that was going to be apprehended by ICE. A federal grand jury indicted the judge. I think that was late yesterday. And I'm told that she'll be brought up on charge, maybe facing potentially 6 years in jail and $350,000 in fines because she obstructed the proceedings, obstructed justice, and was engaged in other activities. So look, what these House Democrats did is in that same lane, the same vein of what the judge is being indicted for. So I think there's some legal ramifications to play out here, and we'll see how it works.
Expulsion on the table?
We're talking through all the possibilities. Yes, ma'am.
So a group of your colleagues having bipartisan talks about a potential congressional stock ban. I want to see where you are on that. If that's been moved ahead, I know that they're working to get some of this as well.
Yeah, you want me to tell you my honest opinion on it? I mean, I'm in favor of that because I don't think we should have any appearance of impropriety here, okay? But the other side of it, some people say, well, look, you know, the salary of Congress has been frozen since 2009. You know, when you adjust for inflation, a member of Congress today is making 31% less than they made in that year. It goes down every year. And over time, if you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. I mean, it's just people just make a reasonable decision as a family on whether or not they can come and move to Washington, have a residence here, residence at home, and do all the things that are required. So the counter argument is, and I have some sympathy, look, at least let them like engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to, you know, take care of their family. But on balance, my view is we probably should do that because I think it's been abused in the past, and I think, sadly, a few bad actors discolor it for everyone. And look, we have no tolerance for anything even resembling insider trading or any of this kind of advantage that anybody could take. Zero tolerance for it, and we'll stamp it out ourselves. So that's why I'm in favor of the policy, but I understand people that have misgivings about that, you know, so we'll see where it lands. Yes, sir.
What's the latest on salt and the number of different breaks in that law?
I'm not telling you that here this morning. No, let me say this on salt. Look, we have people of very deep. I mean, everybody's in good faith. We're working through it. We worked through it. I mean, I was working on it up to about 1:30 last night. Okay, we're getting closer, and but there are basically two different facts. There's red states and blue state folks, right? We got more red state folks in our conference, and they have concerns about it. But we have blue state people who have realities they've got to deal with at home, and they need some relief for their constituents. So I am trying to be the sort of the neutral umpire in the negotiation and build consensus, so I won't come out here and handicap it and tell you numbers and all that, but I will tell you I'm absolutely confident that we're going to be able to work out a compromise that everybody can live with. Look, when you have a bill this big, with this many pieces and this many components and this complex and comprehensive, virtually no one's going to be 100% satisfied with every piece of the bill. It's just not possible. Everybody's having to give a little, and they're willing to do that because they know the stakes are so high, as my leaders here have articulated. So we'll get there. We're going to get this done, deliver it for the American people, and I remain as confident today as I was when we started this process. So thanks so much.
Mike Johnson, c'est président Chambre députée avec l'autre leader républicain qui était rencontré la presse pour bailler détails autour de bill que y a travaillé sur lui, sur budget qui selon même son gros bill, son bel bill, eh bien, il va gagner pour présenter travail final à la population. Cependant, les divisions qui gagnent entre deux cas fait que il peut arriver à atteindre objectif si la n'a faut connaître que gagner une question taxe qui posée dans bill si là qui pral augmenter. D'ailleurs, te gagne que taxe pour si là qui gagne plus pouvoir économique sous administration ancienne Donald Trump. Monsieur retenu là avec même l'idée. Il veut déterminer que population qui plus pauvre là, il peut payer plus taxes que le payé lorsque il va passer un tel projet de loi qui va venir loi également augmentation l'argent que moun va gagner pour payer dans question médicale d'enseignement médical et aller prendre soin de l'hôpital sont l'autre question encore. Et comme monsieur dit et que et gagner un série de monde qui pas payer taxe dans pays ici là. Bagay ça sont deux ce qui fait couler un peu l'encre, n'a pas seulement rappeler mon yo et que moun qui fait recherche sur aspect financier si là qui gen ti pied sous be moun que considéré comme illégal ici aux États-Unis. Moun sa gon paquet l'argent que yo paye taxe ba gouvernement américain. Yo paye l'argent pour médiquer, yo paye l'argent pour médiquer, yo paye social sécurité également. Donc si qu'on y a là moun sa yo tant que si là que yo déporté déjà et qui t'a vivre ici, yo pas gagné accès à l'argent ça. Moun qui déporté tête yo également, yo pas gagné accès à l'argent ça yo que yo t'a payé l'état américain taxe, yo t'a payé pour médiquer, yo t'a payé pour social sécurité depuis et plusieurs années, et bien toute année que yo te fait yo t'a payé l'argent ça yo pas gagné accès, yo pas gagné accès avec yo encore. Donc là yo dit moun si là pas payer taxe, pas dit pas date. Yo connaît très bien ces menti que lié. Yo connaît très bien ces menti déclaration ça que yo fait. OK? Nous devons faire le point ça pour qu'à connaître et que gen des bagages que parlementaire dit, gen des bagages officiels yo dit, c'est pur mensonge que lié. C'est pur mensonge que lié. Reseau Pstars FM radio télévision. N'a goumé pour nous capable aider ou éduquer tout. N'a goumé pour nous capable informer ou dans l'idée pour capable prendre de meilleures décisions parce que l'homme bien informé ou armé pour prendre de meilleures décisions. Reseau Pstars, radio, télévision. Merci tout le monde.